Gratitude, 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 man. That is truly the key to happiness. The way I look at it is like anxiety is projection into the future, right? It's something that hasn't occurred yet. You're thinking about this negative outcome. But if you're in that state of gratitude and you're present in the moment, you can be grateful for what you have and what's going right in that exact moment, despite what might happen in the future. So be present, be grateful. You know what I mean? Right now we're driving, I'd be worried about, what if somebody hits us?
I'm scared to drive.
Yeah. And you can think about all the, terrible things that can happen, or you can just be, dude, I'm grateful I have a car, a working vehicle. We can get around, we can do what we got to do. That's beautiful. That makes me happy.
Yeah, being grateful for the things that you presently have, and, not saying that you don't want to have like goals and ambitions and things to work for, but it's almost like this duality that if you focus too much on the lack of things, then it's like you're in such a bad headspace. You're not grateful for what you do have and for what you are doing and for, just the ability to be here. Because, what are the chances of actually like being alive? What is it, like 1 in a billion?
That's probably greater than that, man. It's just like such a low chance of, you even being conceived, let alone you having the ability to be who you are, right? Because you could have been anybody else, but obviously God designed you to be you.
Yeah, and really, what are the fucking chances of that? So, why live your life stressed out and worried about things, especially things that you cannot control, when, you should be grateful for what you do have? And, that's the stuff that I think you should be focusing more on. I'm grateful I have a car. Hey, I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful that I'm healthy, that I'm able to be mobile and move and see people that I love and be surrounded by great people. Instead of focusing on all the negative, I wish I had more money. Okay, don't we all? I get that way sometimes too. I'm in by no means where I want to be in life right now. It is somewhat of still a struggle right now. It's not like I have the ability to do whatever I want when I want without harming others. I haven't reached that point yet. But I think if we just focus on the things that we have and keep going and keep creating and keep living life, that, eventually these things will happen. Especially, depending on what you're doing with your life too.
You have to use what you got to get what you don't got. So you gotta cherish what you have. And you have to utilize the tools that you have presently to get things you don't have. So you can't ignore the things that you have because they're essential. They're essential building blocks and stepping stones, rungs on the ladder to climb to where you want to end up to.
Yeah, and I believe it's all just part of the process. Unless you were born into this fucking Nepo baby billionaire fucking family, which isn't the case for most people. You're going to have to learn to work with what you got and then, level up from there and level up as you go with your life. Life is all about learning and growing. And if you're always so focused on the negative and what you don't have and the lack, then it's very hard to have that positive mindset and to be grateful for where you are now. I don't know, sometimes I like to look back at where I was, a few years ago, and I see where I'm at now, and it shows me how much I have to be grateful for with how much I've accomplished and what I do have in life.
And what you didn't have in the past, you know what I mean? A lot of the things that you are grateful now were answered prayers you had in the past. You know what I mean? I'm sure you might want a better car, but you probably prayed to have a car. You probably were without a car at one point in your life and prayed, I just want a car. Now we have a car. Now it's we want a better car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard this thing. It's you're a product of your habits that you were doing 5 years ago. The great things in life do not just happen overnight. They don't just happen in a snap of a finger. They happen from, living your life and your daily habits. So where you are currently in your life at this present moment while you're watching this video, it is all built up of the things that you've been doing for the past 5 years.
Right. Everything is a lagging indicator. So if me and Rob go to the gym right now, we can work out with 110% intensity, we're not going to not see any gains from that workout. It's going to have to happen over and over and over and over and over again to the point where you get to finally see the gains. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like repeating the same thing over and over again until it starts to compound, and then you get that you eventually get that interest out of that compounding, and it's like that's why you should be grateful for the things that you do have and work with the things that you do have, because eventually they will compound into greater things. And it's just not going to happen on your terms. It's going to happen when God or the universe or whatever you believe in decides that it's time for you to have these things. Like, I believe there are lessons in all of it. Like, there's a reason why that most people who have won the lottery, I think it's like 80% of the people who have won the lottery, like millions of dollars, go broke within 2 years. Well, that's because they didn't learn how to be financially stable. They just spent everything that they had. And so I feel like in order for the universe to, for example, give you the finances that you're looking for in life, you need to change your financial habits first and learn how to use what you got and save what you got and invest what you got. And then eventually, once you've learned these lessons, the money will come. And I'm not saying this is all about money. This is just an example that I can think of. A lot of us should be grateful for where we're at. Like, I mean, I'm living basically, I guess, quote unquote, paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I don't work, but with what I do, I'm barely getting by, but I'm grateful for it. I could be homeless on the streets, living in my car. Maybe I don't have a car. Maybe I don't have a motorcycle. I mean, I could have a lot of lack, and I don't have that. So I should be grateful for what I currently have in this moment, work with what I got, and watch how in the future things will naturally come, because you're naturally compounding what you have and the energy that you are putting into the universe itself.
Absolutely, man. And you don't allow what somebody else has diminish what you have, right? They say that the comparison's the thief of joy. And you can't subscribe to a mentality of I'm going to constantly see what other people have and live in that lack state constantly. And I don't think social media is good for that purpose. Like, that's one of the huge problems I see with social media is you're comparing your entire life to somebody else's highlight reel, the highlights of their life. You don't get to see their full picture, what they go through, and you don't get to see what you have that they don't. So it's like, okay, might have a Lamborghini, might not have a grandmother. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. Well, the other thing is a lot of that stuff that you see people like flashing per se on social media, they're not even really like flashing it. It is more of like they're trying to share their happy moments, because maybe they went from literally like dead ass broke to owning that Lamborghini and stuff. And instead of looking at it and comparing that, you should be looking at it and be like, oh, well, fuck. This is possible. Like, this could be me. Use it as inspiration, as proof to follow your own dreams and ambitions, and know that you might get to that point one day, or you will get to that point one day. That was something that I struggled with for the longest time, personally. Like, I'd see all that stuff, like the nice cars, the nice houses, the happy families, which we don't know if they're actually happy, but, social media has a way of portraying stuff. And I've always kind of been, like, jealous or envious of it. Like, hey, like, why the fuck isn't that me? Like, I'm doing this, that, and the other, and that's still not me yet. Like, and I would be hateful. But now I'm at this point where I look at this stuff, and to me, it just shows me that I'm not crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but that's a whole nother topic.
Jeez, bro.
But what I'm saying is it shows me that, hey, I can do this too. It's just going to take doing what most people will not do, and being consistent and persistent with it, even when fucking, common sense would tell you to stop. I feel like that possibility is for anybody, and I feel like if you're grateful for what you have and you work with what you have, you will get there. You will get to that point sometime, because you'll continuously be leveling up in your life. But if you just, oh man, like, fuck these motherfuckers, I don't know how they did it, and I've been working all this and 2 or 3 years trying to go as hard as I can, and I don't got nothing to show for it, or blah 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 blah, and then you just give up, well, then it'll never happen, because you're not willing to put in the work and to do what you need to do to get there. and because you're ungrateful for your current situation. There's a reason and there's a lesson in everything. Like, I truly believe, you know, whether you believe in God, the universe, or nothing, even if you believe in nothing, I will say that this world is going to keep teaching you lessons until you learn what you're supposed to learn in order to hit the next level. Kind of like a video game. Like, you might get stuck at like this boss level, right? And you keep losing and losing and losing and losing repeatedly, but then you've learned so much that you find this way to be able to beat the boss on the boss level, and then you go to the next level. And I feel like life is just fucking like that, in a more simplistic metaphor.
Now, I completely agree, man. I completely agree. And, you know, much like a video game, there's cheat codes. The cheat code is called gratitude.
Yeah. No, I mean, seriously, like, if you're grateful for what you have, and you continuously be grateful for what you have, like, things will they will build. And I think that's one of the things that's, like, the most overlooked. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to preach or fucking say that you need to be positive, always positive, blah, blah, blah. Like, because it gets to a point where it's like, you realistically cannot be positive all the fucking time. Like, we're human. We're going to be going through bad stuff. I'll stop at Chipotle on the way back.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, you're gonna have ups and downs. Life is a fucking roller coaster, and, you know, you're gonna have your good days, you're gonna have your bad days, but you still should always be grateful for what you got.
Right. And it's like, even when you think about a positive mentality, like, the way that I perceive it is like, it's not that everything's sunshine and rainbows all the time. A positive mindset to me is, regardless of what's going on externally, you're solution focused. Like, a negative is like a problem focus. You're focused on the problem, where like a positive mindset is like you're focused on the solution, and you start thinking about ways out of it, no matter like what's going on. So obviously you're not going to be in that mentality 24/7, you know, 365, but I feel like even like what a positive mentality is, a lot of people have like the wrong idea of what it really means, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should, when you're met with hardships, when you're met with things not going your way, you need to figure out, like he was saying, like, a solution. Like, hey, okay, what is this teaching me? What is this trying to get me to do? Is this getting me to change directions? If so, you know, what do I do? Find a solution, try it. If it fails, then you find another solution. And you keep going until you're able to get to that next level. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's really the only way to do it, instead of like just giving up and having this poor me attitude and wanting everybody to feel bad and sorry for you and like all this other shit. Like, I feel like that's just not going to get you anywhere. You know, wanting people to validate how you feel instead of taking their advice or taking your own advice, finding a solution, working on it, and beating that. Like, I feel like that's the only way to really go about life in almost all aspects of it. I don't know, like, it's never going to be easy. I've said this before, you have two choices in life, and they're both hard as fuck. Life itself is not easy. It doesn't matter what the fuck you do, you're always going to have some type of problem, some type of issue that's going on, but you cannot let these issues stop you. And, you know, this might sound a little ass backwards, but you honestly should be grateful for your struggles. Grateful for your past. Grateful for the things that you've been through. Whether they're positive, negative, it doesn't matter. I feel like there's good lessons in all of it. Like, I've spoken a little bit about my past before, of, you know, racking up, I think it was like 7 or 8 different felonies, a few misdemeanors, probation violations, in and out of jail. You know, and I don't regret any of that. I'm grateful for it, because it made me the man that I am today. I have a lot more resilience, discipline, motivation. I can go through anything that comes my way. I'm always going to find a way to do it. And I feel like that past and that stuff I had to go through is what built me who I am today. If I didn't go through that, then maybe I'd just give up on everything that doesn't go my way, because I was so used to life just being so easy breezy that I didn't learn how to be resilient and how to fight back. I mean, life's a bitch, and if you let her, she'll bend you over a barrel and fuck you in the butthole.
Jesus, bro.
My advice is, don't let her do that. Don't let life do that. Instead, bend
don't let life do that.
Instead, bend life over a barrel and fuck her in a butthole. Or him. Whatever floats your boat. Just no animals. Anyway.
We're going off the rails, bro.
Hey, why not? You gotta give them that little metaphor, you know?
Yeah. But I connected with somebody. Like, somebody who didn't get it, up until this point, and they're like, oh, I get it now. You know?
Like, all jokes aside, like, I'm being dead ass serious. So, like, if you let it, life can really run you through some loops. And, I mean, really, like, be fucking you raw with no lube. And it's not fun if you let it do that. So what I'm saying is be grateful even for your mistakes. Because your mistakes are going to teach you way more than your successes ever fucking will. And they're literally, it's just like a learning opportunity. Like, life is just one big school, per se. And, you know, it doesn't end after high school or after college. Like, learning and growing is just, that is the whole purpose of fucking life in general. Is to be able to learn, grow, adapt, change, you know, and be grateful for the hard times. We've all been through some shit. We all have trauma. We all have quote unquote reasons why we shouldn't do something, or, oh, I can't do this. Well, you know what? That's a bunch of bullshit. We've all been through some shit. And if you're grateful for it, and if you've learned those lessons and you're grateful for these lessons, and you understand that saying, I can't do that, is not within your vocabulary. It's not within who you are as a person, because any of us can achieve anything that we actually set our mind out to. Now, I'm not saying it's just going to happen overnight. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. And I'm not saying it's going to go exactly as you fucking planned it. But I am telling you, if you just keep with it, keep learning the lessons, and you're grateful for everything that you go through, then you will get to where you want to be. You will achieve that goal. You will win in life, per se. Or what your perception of winning is. I mean, everybody's, I'm sure, is different. But the point remains the same. Hallelujah!
I mean, you hit the nail on the head so hard, like, I don't even know how to come in behind you after that. Like, you smoked him, bro.
Well, I'd rather you not come in behind me.
That's fair. But I mean, dude, bro, wow, bro, I'm speechless right now.
But think about it. If you didn't have hard times, if you didn't struggle, for one, would you learn anything? And for two, wouldn't life just be fucking boring?
And
like, seriously.
What would the story be?
Yeah, like...
Yeah. That's, like, one of the biggest things that, like, motivates me is, like, all the hardships in my life. It's, like, when I'm a father, like, I'm gonna have so much lore and so many lessons I could teach my kid. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have so much sauce, bro.
And other people.
If I didn't go through the ringer, I wouldn't have the sauce, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, how exciting is somebody's life who's like, okay, I was born into a billionaire family. I didn't have to work for nothing. I got everything handed to me. Yep, end of my story. Ain't nobody give a fuck about that. If anything, you're just going to make people pissed off because they have a hard life. But here's another thing is, like, you shouldn't, even at those people, you should not be jealous, envious, or pissed off at them. Apparently, I mean, they did something to get where they were at. So whether it be that person or that family that got to that billionaire status, they, I'm sure, had struggles. I'm sure they went through a lot of bullshit in order to reach that position. So instead of being jealous or envious, you should be looking back at, like, how the fuck did they do this? And try to take some fucking lessons. Learn. Instead of being so negative and hateful about it. Like, I don't know. I mean, me personally, like, I know people who are very well off when it comes to life. And, you know, I've never once looked at these people and have been jealous or envious. I mean, even if we talk about, you know, how expensive something is, and it's like something I just couldn't fucking afford. Like, I'm not sitting there like, oh, like, what the fuck? Like, that should have been me. Like, why the fuck do they have all this shit? Nah, it's like, good for you. Like, you did the work that you needed to do to get to be able to afford, you know, something like that. Like, I'm happy for those people. I mean, it's not just because they're in my circle, but it's because, like, I am genuinely happy even if they're a fucking stranger. If they were able to come from nothing to something. And that's the thing, is, like, the people that I know that are in that position, they weren't handed anything. I mean, they were fucking trying to make fucking $5 stretch for a fucking week at some point in their life when they were 17, 18 years old. And now 10 years later, shit, a couple $100 or $1,000, a couple $1,000 ain't shit. But it took hard work, dedication, learning a lot of lessons, and keep going, being persistent and resilient with life. and not letting life fuck you over a fucking barrel. I don't know how else to say it. Like, and that's why you need to be so fucking grateful for even the most negative, fucked up shit that happens to you in your life. And now, I know some of you might want to be a smart ass and be like, oh, well, you know, what if, how do I say this without getting in trouble on the place, like a platform like this? But, you know, what was the lesson in being, like, sexually assaulted or something like that? You know what? I truly don't have an answer for that. I don't. I've never had to go through an experience like that personally, and I'm sorry for the people who have had to go through that experience personally. And, you know, this might sound a little rough, but from my experience, even the most fucked up shit happens for a reason. Now, I don't know what it's meant to teach you. Only you are going to be able to figure that out. And I'm not condoning this shit either. It is fucking horrible, but I guess what I'm saying is I know that some people, that's how they've hit me back when I've said stuff like this. So I'm trying to address that. And, you know, you can't change it. But what you can do is you can do something about it. You can go, you can press charges, you can make sure this motherfucker doesn't have a life to live for the rest of his life. And, you know, you can, if you need to, go through counseling and trauma healing and things of that nature to get yourself back together. You know, and I'm not saying by any means that was right that you had to go through something like that. But in the end, I'm sure that there still might be something, you know, that could be learned from that. And I know that might sound callous or fucked up, and I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to word this the best I can, but I am being blunt, brutal, and honest with you guys. Like, long story short, even the most fucked up things, they happen for a reason. Now, sometimes we don't understand that reason. Sometimes we don't ever, it might take years to figure it out.
You may never know.
You may never know, but,
right.
Or maybe it's as simple as it was made to make you a stronger person. And I'm not saying, again, let me make this clear, that that's what people need to go through in order to be a stronger person. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say here is to try to make light out of even the most fucked up situations. That is really what I'm trying to get out of this. Like, there is still something that you can take from that and make it better and not let it tear you down and not let it fucking ruin your life. Do not give these people that power, is what I'm really trying to say here. Like, if you do that, you give up, you don't press charges, you don't do something about it, then you're letting them get away. You're letting them control your life. And, you know, I know this is on the topic of gratitude, and I'm not saying that you should be grateful for something like that, but you should be grateful to be able to take something negative, no matter what the negative is, and turn it into something positive, is what I'm really trying to say here.
And even, like, to try and make light of dark situations, just be grateful it wasn't worse. Sometimes that's all you can do. It's like, dude, like, I'm down bad. Thank God it's not worse.
Yeah, like, thank God you're still here. Like, maybe if that's the most positive thing you can get out of it, or something of that nature. Like, hey, like, they didn't off me. And I know that sounds drastic, and I know this is a very sensitive, touchy subject, but I'm still trying to, in a way, help people and give them a very drastic a drastic situation, something that still could be turned into a semi-positive. Like, yes, the situation itself is negative, but how you let it affect you is going to determine if it was negative or positive.
And your perception of anything that happens to you is the way that you think about something is gonna determine the way that you act. So even if bad things happen to you, if you can perceive it in a way, if you have the mental framework that everything happens for a reason and there's some light that can come out of this darkness, then you're gonna react to anything that happens to you in a way better fashion and manner than the person that thinks that life is terrible and everything's awful all the time.
That is very true. And yeah, I mean, life is going to be hard no matter what. We're all going to go through traumatic instances and fucked up experiences. Like, I mean, I know this isn't nothing compared to what I was just talking about, but like me personally, when I was 18 years old, I was in the Wood County adult system, and it was in like a bunk type unit. Anyway, a little background on me, I'm very squeamish when it comes to like blood and like that type of stuff, especially when it's somebody else's. Don't have the stomach for it. But anyway, it was sleeping one night, and basically it's an open dorm, and then you have a bathroom that you can go and open up the door to. So I was sleeping on the top bunk, and I was literally right by the fucking bathroom on the top bunk. And there was this guy in there who was going through benzo and opioid withdrawals. And all of a sudden, like, he got up to go to the bathroom, he grabbed the door handle, and before he could, like, fully grab the door handle, the boy fucking just, like, started to seize. Fell back, cracked his fucking head open, blood all over the floor, and he's just, like, seizing up. Now, we're sitting there on the intercom trying to get these COs in there, and these guys literally said, oh, well, yeah, we'll be right there, blah, 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 like they thought it was all serious, right? Well, it took them 20 minutes. 20 minutes of this guy convulsing on the floor, blood going everywhere, people trying to help him before anybody fucking showed up. Now, for me, that was traumatizing. I'm not trying to say, like, oh, poor me, like, I don't want sympathy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to use an example of something that I've been through that kind of threw me off a lot, especially at that young of an age. You know, and this is one of those things where it's like, I don't know what the purpose of that was. I don't know what the purpose of being exposed to that was, and I still don't to this day. But I'm also not going to let it affect my life negatively. Like, I'm not going to be, you know, afraid to have fun in life and possibly, you know, get hurt or, be afraid of people, I guess, really. Like, hey, you don't know if that could happen to anybody in public, you know, walking up to a door. So yeah, I mean, basically what I was saying is like anywhere you go in life, like that's a possibility. Like somebody could be opening up the door, fall back, smack their head. You know what? Because of my experience, I don't let that stop me from going out into the public and, you know, I'm not agoraphobic because of, you know, that situation. So like, I'm not letting that situation affect my life negatively, is basically what I'm trying to say. You know, I'm still grateful for being able to, I guess, experience just, you know, having to be locked down because it showed me what I don't want out of life. And, you know, I did learn something that was kind of funny. Now, I mean, this guy was totally joking. Let me just say that. But there was this guy in there. His name was Casey Chapman. Dude was like 50 or 60 years old. He was in there for not paying child support or something fucking stupid like that.
Jeez.
But anyway, he gave me some advice about keeping a woman. Now, I mean, maybe you've heard me say this before, but basically what he told me is he already knows what I'm going to say. That's why he's acting like this. But if you want to keep a woman, when you're fucking her from behind, as a man, make sure you take that thumb, lick it a little bit, get it wet, and pop it right in the pooter hole. And she'll be your wife for life. She ain't going nowhere, he said. I just want to share that with you. So yeah, I mean, anyway.
What does this have to do with gratitude?
I'm about to explain what it has to do with gratitude. So if I wasn't there, and I didn't meet that guy, I would have never heard that story. That would have never been told to me. So that is a reason why I'm saying that I am grateful, because I was able to hear that dumbass shit. And I find it fucking funny, and I still talk about it fucking 11 or 12 years later. So yeah. Even the most funny, fucked up, stupid ass shit, negative shit, positive shit, what I'm getting at, and the whole point of all of this is that you should be grateful for everything that you go through. Everything. So yeah. Gratitude. We should all fucking have it.
We should have it, man. Everybody should have it.
Fuck yeah.
Your mama.
Yeah. Mama should have it too. But yeah, I mean, we just kind of wanted to get on here, talk a little bit more about life, being grateful for life, having gratitude in your life for where you're at. And, you know,
we're still out here balling with no court.
Yeah, I mean, we're not successful yet. I mean, we're struggling with you guys. We're not fucking, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I'm not in the position where I want to be, but I'm grateful for where I'm at. And I know that through hard work, dedication, resilience, discipline, I will get there. And all it takes is really, you know, keep creating content, keep speaking my mind, keep trying to help other people.
Service. That's huge, man. That's like one of the biggest realizations. This could be an entire new video, but literally, bro, service, bro. For me, it's hard for me to be self-motivated. I'm not a completely selfless person. Like, everybody has selfishness in their nature, or like they want to, they have their self-interest in the forefront of their mind. Like, I'm not saying I'm not perfect, right? Yeah. But it is hard for me to be self-motivated in the fact of like doing things just for me. You know what I mean? Like, the thought of just being rich just cause, like, doesn't excite me. You know what I mean? Like, really what I've realized lately is what drives me the most is other people. You know what I mean? And like, you're an example. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that every Saturday, like, I have to come out with you. The fact that I'm with you makes it get done. Like, you know what I mean? Where maybe if I was solo and it was just like, and it's just for me, it'd be kind of just be like, whatever, you know what I mean? But it's the fact that I know you rely on me, I rely on you. It gives me that like extra drive, you know what I mean? And that's just like a lot of things in life. I'm looking at it from that lens. It's just like, I matter. I don't want to say I don't matter, but it's like, I want to touch people's lives, bro. And that really drives me to want to do stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I can relate to that to some degree. I mean, that's why, I mean, the reason why I want to be successful, to be able to do whatever I want when I want without harming other people, is because I want to be able to help more people. I want to be able to help people on a bigger scale. But even with what I got now, I still want to help people. So I'm working with what I got. I'm grateful for what I got. But in the end goal, like, I truly do want to be able to have the finances to be able to help other people who actually need it. My family, take care of them, friends, my mother, my father, you know, retire them, and anybody else who I can help along the way. And like, that's what it really comes down to. Like, I could care less if it was just me. Like, I don't see the purpose. Oh, I want to be rich and just have a bunch of money for myself. The fuck's the point of that? How is that fucking fulfilling in life? Like, it's just not to me. And so, like, yeah, that's really what it comes down to, is I want to be able to make a positive impact on this world. And let's be real, like, you can do stuff even without money, right? I get it, and I do. But when we're talking on like a world impacting scale, I feel like you do need the finances to be able to do certain things.
And then capital just amplifies anything that you're trying to do. You
know what I
mean? Like, anything that you could do for free, having money is going to make it a million times more effective.
And easier.
Yeah.
Not that that part really matters, easier part. Everything in life's fucking hard, but I guess big picture what I'm really trying to say is like, the idea is to be able to help other people who need it. Like, I don't know if this is something I've spoke publicly about before, but like, one of my ideas was, so first of all, I'm located in the Toledo area, right? Well, there's a lot of abandoned buildings here. So I've honestly thought about like buying these abandoned buildings, renovating them, and putting them sectioned into like rooms. And some of these are big ass houses, but they're just fucking abandoned and torn to shit. But then hiring somebody to like manage the house and allowing people on the streets, especially in the wintertime, to come in there, kind of like a shelter, but a nicer shelter for people to come in and to live, you know, when they need to. All the details I'd have to work out when I get to that point, because, you know, I don't want someone to be like a permanent residence, then we don't have any beds opening up, and then we get into those issues. So, I mean, there'll be rules, stipulations, things like that, but it would be completely free for people who need it to get off the streets, especially in the wintertime when it's fucking so cold. I mean, I'm pretty sure we had a few people end up dying last year who were homeless because of the cold here in this area. And like, if I could do something to stop that, or to at least make it to where there's not as many of those things happening, then that is what I would like to do. And that's just one of the things that I want to do. And one of the things, of the reasons why I say it takes capital, it takes money. It takes money to be able to do something like that. And right now I'm not in a position where I can do something like that. But, you know, really that's one of the places that I want to start. I want to start here in my community and then expand, and then make it into like a nonprofit or something like that, and just something to be able to give back to these communities and to the people that are in these communities who are on hard times. And so that's just one of the examples of what I mean by I want to be able to help other people. Like, I don't need to know them. I don't care about having to like physically know people. Yeah, I'm going to take care of my nieces, my mother, my father, you know, my immediate family and friends, but I also want to take care of the communities that I'm in, or just communities in general. And I feel like that's how, you know, I can make a bigger difference in the world and kind of shake things up a bit, and give people really just a warm bed and a hot meal on times that they really fucking need it. And I just feel like that would really, you know, make an impact on the world. And that's just one of the many reasons why I'm so focused on reaching a successful level to where I can do whatever I want when I want, and not have to be able to entertain a bunch of bullshit. Like, when you have that type of power, you don't have to listen to a bunch of bullshit from people. You can really do what you want, move how you want, control your environment a lot more, you know, get away from a lot of the negative people and things in life. And, you know, change your environment when you need to, but also by helping other people. And so really, that to me is like one of the biggest things that I'm trying to work towards. And, you know, I'm grateful for where I am now. And I'm grateful for where I have been, because, you know, now I can relate, or even in the past, I can relate to some of those situations, some of those people. Like, I was kicked out of my dad's house at 17. I had to find a place to go for a little while. So I wouldn't say I was completely homeless, but, you know, I've dealt with situations, and I was grateful and lucky to have a friend whose family let me live with them for a little bit. But some people don't have that. And I could only imagine being in that situation that I went through and not having that. And there's so many other people, you know, veterans, people who served this country, who did good for this country, and still they're just discarded, like nobody gives a flying fuck about them. And I want to be able to make a difference and change that. And so I'm grateful for where I am now. I'm grateful for my past, but, you know, I still have goals and ambitions. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, like, you have to have a balance to it. Like, you got to be grateful, but you also have to have ambitions and goals and things that you want to work towards and things that you want to do in life. And I feel like those things also give us a meaning to, you know, wake up in the morning, because you have a purpose in this life and you got things that you're working towards and goals that you're trying to achieve. And so, yeah, I mean, that's kind of off topic a little bit, I guess, of like the gratitude, but I'm grateful for the process. Let me put it that way. And so should you. So, yeah, I mean, that's really what I was trying to get at, I guess. But yeah, I mean,
you're smoking them tonight, bro. Smoking them, bro. That's. I mean, I couldn't have said it better, bro. Like, everybody, look, this is a to-do for anybody watching this video. Meditate on this question. What can I do to help somebody else?
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Even if all you can do is give somebody a compliment. And
Right.
something that
It's a
Ethan
start.
talked about in one of his interviews that I did with him was, like, even if you can't afford to, like, buy somebody something, it's not always monetary. I mean, something as simple as, like, hey man, like, I like your hair, I like your shoes. I mean, coming from a complete stranger, that might take somebody who was having the shit day, who might have even been to the brink of, like, offing themselves or some shit, but, like, that compliment gave them that positivity to, like, perk up and get out of that nasty mindset. And you know, it's the simple things in life sometimes too, I guess is what I'm saying here. But yeah, I mean, that's really all I got right now on gratitude and being grateful for life. And yeah, I mean,
that's all I got too, brother.
so yeah, I mean, you know, thank you guys all for watching. If you found this video helpful, you know, share it with a friend, give it a like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified every time a new video drops. And yeah, I mean, love you motherfuckers, and appreciate y'all for watching. So I'll catch you next time.